Jimmy, put up your end a little bit higher than that, will you? No, a little bit higher. No, that's too high. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Yeah, right there. That's perfect. It evens out just right. Perfect.
Well, it looks like this place is flourishing.
Well, you were the only one that really thought this center would fold.
Well, it looks like I was wrong. For now.
Oh, was that another threat, Mr. Hand?
No, not at all. Just an observation. Things usually even out in the end, you know. One way or the other.
Should I wear the red or the blue silk? What do you think, Tiff?
Wear to what?
To the New Year's Eve party on the Star, of course. What do you think, Robert?
Oh, black's good. I mean, after all, it is probably the last bash on the old barge. Something somber would be appropriate.
No, I don't agree at all. If this is going to be the last bash, we should wear something colorful. Am I right, Tiff?
What? Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. What'd you say?
Oh, never mind. Figured out myself. I'm sure if Holly was here, she'd give me a good suggestion.
She'll be here. She called this morning.
Oh, how are things going?
Well, she seems to have things under control. The funeral, as I understand it, is today, and she's getting the first flight back tomorrow.
I'm sure it's a very terrible day for her. Very bleak in old Victoria.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind being there. Or anywhere, actually.
Anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere but here.
God, what on earth? Is that for me?
It's for Jason.
Open it.
All right.
Oh, it's the most beautiful bear. Look at the size of it.
Yeah, it was the biggest one I could find.
Oh, Jason will just love it.
What the devil is that?
Oh, I imagine it's for Jason.
Look at the size of it. What kind of damn fool buys a 20-pound bear for a baby?
You really think Jason will like it?
How could he help it? He's the most beautiful bear I've ever seen. That was really thoughtful of you, Scott.
Well, I just want to make sure that I have a happy new stepson.
Oh, you will be. He's just gonna love it.
Alan, would you sign this for me? Dan's waiting for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about something else.
I noticed. Well, that's quite a bear.
Absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to have to talk to Susan about that. It's not safe for a child to be playing with something that big.
Alan, when are you going to give up?
Give up what? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you. When are you going to realize that what is done is done?
Monica, I am only concerned about Jason's welfare, that's all.
Well, now Jason has a stepfather to be concerned about his welfare. You know something? I haven't seen you stay this upset since farewell for ages.
Go on, say what you were going to say, Monica. You haven't seen me this upset since when?
I was going to say I haven't seen you this way since the time I was seeing Rick Weber.
I don't recall being upset by that.
Alan, you were a madman.
If that were true, which I doubt, I had good reason to be upset. I was upset over you.
Well, I know that. You were a vivid shade of green for weeks.
Well, the situation's totally different. I mean, it's not unusual for a man to be concerned about his infant son, is it?
Yeah, concerned is one thing. Oh, Alan, for heaven's sakes, you are literally becoming unglued. Now, I think it's high time you just pulled yourself together.
Hey, come on. What's this, anywhere but here routine? Poor Charles lost its aura for you?
Definitely.
You trying to tell me that you want to leave town?
Well, is that so surprising, Robert? I mean, you're the one that told me to get my career going again.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I can't do it in this town, so I might as well leave right now.
Come on, Tiffany. We all know you better than that. It's almost New Year's Eve, and you want to make up with Noah.
The girl has a point.
Noah has nothing to do with this. I have spent every New Year's Eve without Noah Drake, and I'm perfectly content to spend another one without him. So if you would please excuse me, I have things to do.
I can't believe it. She is really upset over this break with Noah.
You got that right.
There's an easy remedy, though.
Oh?
If we can just get Tiffany and Noah together at the New Year's Eve party, just have to let nature take its course.
You're forgetting 2 points here. Point 1, Bobbie is going to be at the party. Point 2, Bobbie was the reason for the split in the first place.
I still say, if there is any real chemistry, we just have to put them together and let it work.
Speaking as one that flunked chemistry, I'm not with you.
If we can just put Tiffany and Noah in the same room, let nature take its course, it doesn't matter if Bobbie's there or not.
I'm not so sure.
Do you have a better idea?
I thought you'd say that. No, I don't.
Well, I still say my idea is better than nothing at all.
Look, the theory is great, and it works well on paper, but in principle, these sort of things have a habit of backfiring.
And how was that?
There's an old saying. It goes something like, the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions.
So what's your alternative? I mean, she's up there pouting. She's miserable.
Okay, you've convinced me. Do you reckon you can get her to come to the party?
No problem. Do you think you can get Noah there?
I'll make certain of it. Now, don't ask me how at this point, but I'll give it my best shot. Dormitory, Bunny Mother speaking. Hello, sweetheart, how are you? Yeah? Oh, good. I'm glad it's almost over. Are you okay? Sure. Yeah, I'll tell him. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. Okay. And again, it's good to hear from you. Bye.
She all right?
Well, she sounded as if she's got things together. The funeral is any minute now. She's off to that, and then as soon as she finishes, she's going to get the first flight back.
Did she ask about Luke?
Well, she said to give him a message. I think she's a bit scared to talk to him. Kiss me soon.
Sweetheart, you're home. Did the surgery go this long, or did you sleep at the hospital?
Oh, Lesley, that bypass was 7 hours.
Oh,
But it's going well.
that's good. You must be exhausted. I'm sorry I can't stay and make you lunch or something.
No, that's fine. I'll be just fine.
Okay. Listen, would you like to just climb into bed for the rest of the day and forget about everything, and I'll cover for you?
No, I'll be fine just as soon as I shower and shave. Where are you headed first? You going to the hospital, or you...
No, I'm going to
Gotta
the
go to the
clinic
clinic.
first and then the hospital, and if I don't leave right now, I'm going to be late everywhere.
Well, then I'll join you there later.
Okay, sweetheart, there's hot water on the stove if you want to make some tea right away or anything.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah.
I took it on my own to make 2 reservations for the Versailles room for tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night's New Year's Eve.
What did you think I thought it was? Of course it's New Year's Eve. That's what I have in mind. An 8-course dinner, the champagne, you know, the works. And
And?
sometime today you have to sneak out and buy yourself the most beautiful dress you have bought in years. Something, slinky.
You interest me strangely. I haven't been slinky in a long time.
Great. In that case, would you please make it extra slinky?
Okay. I'd love to do that, but
For what?
what about the party at the sports center?
What about the party at the sports center?
I don't know. I assumed you'd want to be there.
Listen, I'd like to. Yes. But however, this time it is New Year's Eve. I think it's very important that the 2 of us be together that night alone. Brian is in charge of things at the sports center. I am sure he can handle everything, okay?
I'd love to go to the Versailles room with you.
And that's where we're going.
I may feel a little guilty because you're not at the sports center.
I've already felt a little guilty myself. However, tomorrow night I will not feel anything.
Planning on enjoying some champagne, are we?
No, I'm planning on staring at the woman I love all night and contemplating no one but her. Is that okay?
Okay. Just about perfect, I would say.
I really am concerned about him, Gail. I mean, I expected him to have some sort of reaction when Scotty and Susan got married. I mean, he is the father of Jason, and Scotty is now going to step in and be stepfather. But he's not, thank you. It's not just a reaction. It's almost obsessive.
Well, Monica, surely you can appreciate one reason for that reaction. I mean, Alan feels very diminished. Before, he was the only man in Jason's life, and now he's not.
Oh, but Gail, it's a fait accompli. They are married. Why can't Alan simply accept that?
Because we often resist accepting what we don't like, Monica.
He's doing a lot more than just resisting. Honestly, I am really afraid that he could do something irrational. I mean, heaven knows he's quite capable of it.
Yes, I remember when you and Alan were separated and when you were thinking about the divorce.
He acted like a madman.
Out of his fear of losing Alan Jr. And then he turned that fear into a kind of helpless rage, and he began to blindly attack everyone, including himself. Sounds like he's repeating that pattern.
I don't deny that. Really, I kind of agree with you. The question is, what do I do about it?
Well, I have several suggestions to make. They're not going to be easy to follow, but if you really want to help Alan...
That's why I'm here. Of course I want to help him.
Then you have to keep reminding Alan that he is Jason's father, and that nothing can take that away from him.
Oh, excuse me, my friend, but don't you think that's going to just be a little bit strange coming from me?
Probably. But it is something that he needs to hear, especially from you. And, Monica, there's one other thing.
What?
Don't underestimate Alan's anger. I mean, it's there, and from everything you've told me, it's very deep. And anger like that can be very dangerous.
What, dangerous to Alan?
And to others, including you. So you just try to help him diminish it before it... well, before it completely loses control.
Honey, is anything bothering you?
No, not really. Why do you ask?
Well, all during lunch, suddenly you're just staring off into space.
Ruby, sometimes I forget how well you know me. I've been thinking about tomorrow night.
I just assumed you were going to the party at the store.
I'd like to, but I haven't got a date.
Oh, you've got to be kidding. Now, what's that got to do with anything?
Well, I'd feel a little silly arriving alone.
At your own brother's party. Look, if you really feel you want somebody to take you, I know a dozen doctors and interns who would leap at the chance.
Well, as a matter of fact, there is a doctor who's been asking me for a date.
Which one?
Well, you don't know him. He's at the hospital in New York, and he's been asking for a date for months, and up until now, I have been stalling him.
Why?
Because he's married.
You stay away from that one.
Well, he says they're separated, going to get a divorce.
Also, young lady, trying to revive the past never works. And using another man as a cat's paw is truly dangerous. Gotta get back to work. You finish your coffee. Oh, speaking of the past...
I'll see you later, Rube.
You listen to your Aunt Ruby. Trying to revive the past never works, okay? I know.
Good. You mind?
Oh, not at all. I've already had my lunch, though.
Well, you want to sit with me while I have mine?
Oh, no, well, thanks. I'd really love to, but I've got a million things to do. I'm sorry.
Well, that's right. My timing's been off for weeks. Don't worry about it.
Well, that's kind of hard to believe. I'm sure you're planning an absolutely wonderful New Year's Eve.
I am.
Of course.
I'm going to spend the evening with 6 back copies of the New England Medical Journal.
What?
Yeah, I got some literature I have to catch up on. So I thought I'd take tomorrow night and do it. I suppose you're going out to 6 New Year's Eve parties in a row?
5.
Give me a break. Well, whoever the guy is a very lucky guy. I'm sure he'll have fun.
I hope so. It's been set for weeks. I'm really sorry, but I've got to run.
Okay.
Enjoy your lunch.
I'll try.
Hello, operator. I'd like to make a credit card call, please, to New York City, person to person.
I stopped off at the hospital to see you. Jesse said I'd find you here.
Anything special?
Yeah, well, I think it is. Look, just listen for a minute, see if you agree. I really wanted to make sure that your new year gets off to the best possible start.
In a bleak way, are you trying to wish me Happy New Year?
In an oblique way, you might say that, yeah.
Well, you came all the way from the hospital here to wish me that?
And to make sure that you're going to be at the party we're having at the Star tomorrow night.
You can? Oh, David, I'm so pleased. I really do think you'll have a good time. No, the party's on my brother's boat. No. Well, that's a long story. I'll tell you all about it when you get here. Listen, you have my number, so why don't you call me as soon as you get to Port Charles? I'm looking forward to it, too. I'll see you then. Bye.
I'd save a dance for you. What difference does it make whether I come or not?
Well, it's New Year. Also, it's probably the last party we're ever going to have on the boat. Luke wants you there, we all do.
Well, I'm flattered, but I do have other plans.
What, a date?
Yeah, I'm kind of in date with 6 medical books. I got some back reading I have to do.
On New Year's Eve? Oh, you sure walk on the wild side, Noah. Now, look, you can't be serious about this.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes, I am. I'm determined. I have to have it done.
No, but I'm sorry. I'm late. Were you waiting long?
No, darling. I just got here.
Oh, well, I'm relieved, because I saw you when I came in and you were frowning.
Oh, well, maybe I was, but it had nothing to do with you.
Oh. But there is something wrong?
Well, yeah, kind of. Well, it's really a long story.
Hi.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Hello.
Look, seriously, I wish you'd reconsider and come to this party. Luke in particular wants you there.
Why me?
Look, it's more than just a New Year's Eve party. It's his way of saying thank you for the money you put up for Holly's bail.
He's already thanked me for that. I don't need
Yeah, there's more than that. I mean, not forget the mortgage payments you put up to keep the Star afloat.
Well, I was glad I could do it.
And then look, at least let us show our gratitude.
You're very insistent.
I really think you should attend this party.
All right. You want me to, I'll come.
Good.
I can only stay for a little while, though, because I really do have to read the books.
Yeah, I think that'll about do it.
Do what?
There you are. I've been looking all over for you.
I was making rounds. Why? Is there something wrong?
Well, let's say something was wrong, but fortunately, I have come to my senses.
About what?
About you.
What have I done now?
No, you haven't done anything. Well, you have. That's true. While I have been very unreasonable and I've been unfair, you have been very kind and patient, and I am grateful for that.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Monica.
Well, just simply that by being unfair, I mean I've been berating you. I berated you for your concern about Jason, and I was wrong, Alan. You have every right to be concerned.
You mean that?
Of course I mean it. In fact, all I had to do was just remember what a kind and loving father you are. So it would only be natural for you to want the best for Jason.
That's rather a sudden change in attitude, isn't it, Monica?
I just realized how unfair I've been.
I appreciate you telling me that.
I wanted to. And you know something? All I had to do was remember what a kind and loving father you are to Alan Jr.
Well, I try to be.
Oh, you are. I can see it in him. No, I can tell. I can tell how much he cares about you.
Can you really?
Oh, sure. I mean, children can form attitudes at any age. All you have to do is see when you play with him. Just see how much he loves you. I saw it this morning.
Well, there is something kind of special about his attitude, especially when he speaks, especially when he speaks when he says daddy.
Yes, I've noticed.
I mean, his diction is absolutely incredible. It's really quite remarkable for a child his age.
Well, he's his father's son.
Absolutely. You know, the child really gives me this most wonderful feeling. Truly. And when he looks at me, I tell you something, when that little boy...
Jason's just gonna love it, Scott. And he'll love you for giving it to him.
Just trying to make Jason happy, that's all.
Alan, don't pay any attention.
What do you mean, don't pay any attention? That's the man that Jason's gonna call Daddy.
Well, Monica is very concerned, and she has a right to be, Lee. I mean, Alan is usually fine, but we all know he can go off the deep end.
Alan has always been able to face facts, honey. And the fact here is that Scotty and Susan are married, and that makes Jason Scotty's stepson.
And that is exactly what Alan can't accept.
Alan came and talked to me about it, and I was sure that he would be able to accept it in time.
Lee, if he talked to you once, do you think you could talk to him about it again? Or better yet, maybe you could talk to Scotty.
Honey, I'm always willing to talk or listen. But the fact remains the two of them are legally married, and nobody can do anything about that.
But maybe you could just find out what Scotty's intentions are.
In what area?
About Jason. You know, it would really help the most if you could get Scotty to promise that he would honor Alan's feelings as Jason's natural father.
Scotty is my son, honey. You know as well as I do. I hate to say this, but Scotty will not promise anything unless there's something in it for him.
Wouldn't harm anything to try and talk to him.
All right, I'll try. But if you're expecting some kind of a bargain from Scotty about Jason or anything else, forget it.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, where's all your little helpers at?
Well, they'll be back later on. I sent them out to get a bathtub.
What are we gonna do, bob for apples? No, we're gonna stick your head in it. Right. You're gonna put the punch in, right?
Yeah, also they're going around scrounging up some jelly glasses from some mothers, you know what I mean?
Drink the punch out of.
Right.
You can't show real fast, Tommy. Fast.
You know, some of the best parties I ever had were drank out of jelly glasses, so who needs imported crystal?
Well, I remember most New Year's Eve, I spend with a big thing of beans and a bottle of beer.
Well, we'll do better than beans this year. The party's turned out this beautiful spring. Great. Hey, you guys busy? You got time to do me a favor?
Sure, why? What, you want us to help decorate or something?
No. I've run out of balloons and crepe paper. You want to run and get me some?
Sure. No problem. Where are they?
They're over at Jacobson's. He's donated all we can use.
Great. We'll be back with whatever you need, all right? What do you want, red balloons?
Red, white, blue, whatever he's got left.
Right. Get them.
Happy days are here again.
Do you mind if I run? I really have so many things to do.
No, honey.
Okay.
You run along. I haven't finished my coffee.
All right, I'll see you later. Oh.
Hello, Gail.
Hello, Scotty.
Listen, I probably won't see you, so, Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year to you, too. Congratulations. I hope that you and Susan will be very happy.
Is that a family feeling, or is that just from you?
If you're referring to your father, Scotty, he's sitting right over there. So if you want to know how he feels, why don't you just ask him? Excuse me.
May I?
I was just leaving.
Well, then don't let me stop you. Obviously, you're not going to say anything to me.
What would you suggest that I say to you, Scotty?
Well, it's customary when someone gets married to offer best wishes.
I don't consider your marriage customary in any respect. And I must tell you, it didn't surprise me at all.
Well, it surprised a lot of people.
Well, perhaps they're not as familiar with your motivations as I am.
Oh, I think when a guy gets married, there's just one motivation, and that is because he's in love.
Yeah, usually. But I think you're the exception to that rule. Your motivation was a trust fund of $1 million. A fund that belongs to an infant who now, incidentally, is your stepson.
That's a pretty rough thing to say.
That's the truth, Scotty. Alan. Sorry, I didn't see you come in.
Oh, Lee. Scotty.
Alan?
Don't get up. I just came looking for Heather, that's all.
That's okay. I have my own table. Lee and I were just finishing up, what would you call it? An exchange of good wishes? Oh, if you're looking for Heather, you're not going to find her here.
Why not? She works here.
She used to. Now she works for me.
For you?
That's right. She's my new secretary. Happy New Year.
Did he just say what I thought he said?
He did. And I'm just as surprised as you are.
Good Lord, what is going on? Everything is going from bad to worse for me.
In what respect?
Those two were supposed to be at each other's throats. They were supposed to hate each other.
Well, I was under the same impression, Alan.
Well, they're together now. She's working for him.
Yes, apparently.
Oh, what on earth am I going to do?
About what?
About what? About Jason? That's about what? How am I going to protect him from those two vultures when they're working side by side?
Right, we're back. We got everything that you... Man, what happened? Ryan, are you okay? Oh, he's bleeding bad. I see that. Put something under his head. I gotta make a phone call.
Waterfront Clinic.
Yeah, who's this, Claudia?
Blackie.
Look, there's been some, problem down here at the, sports center. Something happened.
What do you mean?
Don't get excited or anything, but it's Brian. He's been worked over, okay?
He's hurt? No!
Yeah, it's pretty bad, Claudia. What do we do?
Hold on. Rick! Les! Ryan's hurt! Hey, Blackie's calling from the sports center. Somebody has attacked Brian. What? They hurt him.
Blackie, how bad is it?
It looks pretty bad, Rick. I don't know what to do. His head's still bleeding and everything.
All right, you just hang in there. We'll call for an ambulance, okay?
Rick, is Blackie there alone with him?
Who's there with you, Blackie?
Tommy, just a minute. They're sending for an ambulance.
No. Don't send for an ambulance. I can make it to the clinic, okay?
Doc, he says he can make it over there okay.
All right, that'll save a lot of time. Look, if he starts to pass out, don't move him. Set him down and just have him relax, okay? I'll meet you halfway.
Right.
He's going to try to make it here.
Okay, I think we should call an ambulance.
Oh, definitely. We need it, and we've got it here. Look, I want to meet him halfway, okay?
What about me? I want to go with you.
Claudia, I think the best thing for you would be to stay here and get a treatment room ready, all right?
Take it easy.
I'll be all right.
Get up.
I'll be all right.
Man, Brian, what happened?
I wish I knew.
Let's go.
Check. I'll be all right. Okay.
Watch this stuff.
Yeah, I'll be okay.